DuckTalks is part of Res TV's network of podcasts. Check out res.tv for other great podcasts.
Best Christmas ever!
Out! You've already stolen enough from me. You want to turn my nephews against me as well?
Please, Scrooge, not in front of the children.
Santa stole something from Uncle Scrooge?
That doesn't sound like Santa.
Yes, it does! What did you steal from Scrooge?
Christmas. That's right. His whole racket was my idea, but this glory hound kept it all for himself.
We don't have time for this. I have a sack of undelivered toys, a busted leg, and no other options. Scroogey, with your belt so tight, won't you fly my sleigh tonight?
It's the week of Tuesday, December 1st, and you're listening to episode 118, Duck Talks. Welcome to another episode of Duck Talks. My name's Mitch. I'm one of your hosts. Joining me tonight, I have my pals Pirate Steven and Josh.
Ahoy there.
Hey guys, what's happening?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Oh man, so we've got we had a light news podcast for you all, but some things have been coming out as we've been getting ready. We've had a lot of news, just mainly with activity on Twitter. I don't know. Let me take that back. I'm not going to say it's news. I'm just going to say it's conversation. There's a lot of conversation going on around the hashtag Renew DuckTales 2017. And there's some things out there that we'll probably talk about a little bit tonight because it's fresh on our minds right now.
What is that?
Well, it would be the renewal of the show, the possible cancellation of the show, when season 3 is going to come back. I guess we'll just jump right into that conversation. What do you guys think?
Do it.
All right. Well, so where do we start? Man, we're first day of hiatus, and people have already been feeling it. I'll be the first to tell you that I'm on the relieved boat when it comes to this hiatus. The last couple of months have been very hectic, and as we move into the winter months, I'm ready for things to slow down just a little bit, knowing that we've got 5 or 6 more episodes to come. I'm looking forward to those. But, I don't mind a breather for just a little while. What do you guys think?
Well, at least we're not getting the 3 or 4 episodes a week thing going on right now. I think that would have been a little bit more hectic. But I do enjoy getting the weekly episodes. I know it's not a day that we would prefer. I think before they were airing on like a Friday, and that kind of was a lot more beneficial for us to give us more time to watch the episode before we discussed it. But I do enjoy having the episodes, though it does feel a little rushed for us by the time of when we record to kind of get a feel for everything. And so in that respect, I'm glad we are getting a little bit of a break, and then we can kind of digest these episodes a little bit before the next episodes come around. And so hopefully we'll get a little bit of a headway of when the new episodes are coming, so that way we can get ourselves prepared for it.
Yeah, we got a lot of episodes in a row just now, and it's kind of like we got overfed our Thanksgiving meal, and we now get to enjoy our Christmas winter break, and then who knows when it'll start. There's rumors floating out there of when season 3 will kick back off, and I'm sure we'll be talking about that now.
Yeah, it's definitely been... The Monday night has been the worst part of it for me, as far as why I feel a little maybe burnout and ready for a break. I don't think I would be otherwise, honestly, because having the episodes premiere on Monday, and then I don't have access to them until Tuesday, and Tuesday's the only day of the week that we all 3 could set aside to be available. I feel like Thursday was a possibility, but then I can't start editing the podcast until the weekend, and it's probably not getting out until a new episode's out, and then nobody wants that conversation. So trying to get the episodes out have been a little strenuous on me. So that's been it. 100%. Josh is right. The Monday night episodes, or just Monday because of Disney now, but the Monday release has been it. So, man, I really hope the rest of the season goes back to a Friday or Saturday. But that's purely just because I want to be able to create content to talk about the show and to have fun with it, as opposed to, like, right now, all the conversations taking place, and I'm trying to ignore it because I don't want to spoil the episode, and I find myself spoiling the episode anyway, because, I'm part of the fandom because I want to be part of the fandom. I want to participate, so I end up seeing it anyway. But yeah, we've got a break. As far as how long, we didn't blog this week. We thought about it, we talked about it, and we didn't share it on Twitter. But something came across our inbox, our direct messages, where someone on a animation forum. Now this forum, and here's why we didn't share it. This forum's totally anonymous. Everybody on this forum is anonymous, and everything all their names said anonymous. So we don't know who they are. Don't know that they are who they say they are. But one person on there stated that they did work for Disney, and that they knew the show was over, and that season 3 would pick back up in February. Well, they actually said President's Day, which is February. And that kind of goes along with what we were expecting. I mean, we knew it wouldn't be January. I never once considered the show being back in January. March kind of makes sense. That's when the last season, when season 3 started, was in March, wasn't it? Wasn't it around the time that COVID lockdowns were starting?
Yeah, it was towards it. I think it started in April, right around that time. Yeah, it was kind of like our saving grace during this, our break from COVID.
Yeah, so I mean, I feel like this person might have information and they might be correct. Like I said, we didn't jump on sharing it just because of it being anonymous, but I could see episodes starting again in February, and we're only going to get 4, 5, maybe 6 episodes. I don't think we get 6. I think it's 4 or 5. Every season has been 25 episodes of content, although some of them have been two-parters. So we've had 23 or 24 episodes. This season had the 2-hour Let's Get Dangerous, and then we're going to get another 2-hour finale. So with that...
1 hour.
Or did I say 2 hours?
You said 2 hours. That'd have been a long
It'd be nice if it was 2 hours.
Hey, we wanted that movie, 6 seasons in a movie, right?
Yeah, I mean, President's Day sounds... It's like mid-February, and we think there's 6 episodes left to get us to that the 24 episode mark. So that's either they're going to do a bomb format release to get us to that, because I don't see them really releasing episodes the first few weeks in January, because that's usually when people take off and they don't want to put stuff out there, new episodes and things like that. So I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna do it. That's not too far away though. If people are waiting for episodes.
Yeah, if they start in February and we get 1 per week like we've been getting them, that means the finale may follow up in March, or maybe they hold it for a little while. I mean, Disney's done that, right? I think I've heard of that, where the finale doesn't air for several weeks. You just never know. You never know with animation.
But that'd be good for people that were waiting for season 3 to show up on Disney Plus. It would definitely show up a lot sooner than we were expecting. We were originally guessing April, May, like they usually start after hiatus, and then Disney Plus would be in the summer. So it'd be early Disney Plus release for that.
Yeah, that would be a huge plus for that scheduling.
A huge plus.
A huge plus for Disney Plus. That's right. Yeah, I'm here all day. So following everybody's talk of the renewal,
Panic.
of panic for the hiatus. It's kind of been a slow burn today to where it's just been people realizing we were now officially on hiatus to, oh, wait, we're on hiatus. The season's almost over. Are we getting a season 4? And then also the conversation around, will season 3 even finish? I can say without a doubt, season 3 will finish. Like, you know, we've heard things about season 3 as far as it's still being in production. It could be done by now, to be honest with you. So season 3 is wrapping up. I really think it's that January is not possible. And, or not that it's not possible. It's just not good programming. It's not a good decision programming wise, like Pirate said. But yeah, season 3 is going to finish. We're going to get the end of season 3. I think it's going to be a great finale, 2-hour finale. I'm just kidding. I was wrong. It's a 1-hour finale. And it's not even an hour. It's 44 minutes to be exact. For those of you who are going to email me and say, well, actually, I always love the emails and the tweets that begin with, well, actually. And now I'll get a lot of them. I don't know why I say things like that. But slowly there's been this turn from, oh, wait, we've got a hiatus to, oh, no, is the show ending? And a few weeks, a couple months back, you probably heard our tone on this change a little bit, because I remember we were pretty hardcore putting a line in the sand saying there's no way they're canceling this show. There's no way it's ending. It's just too good. They've set up too many things. I just don't believe it. D23 didn't happen. San Diego Comic-Con didn't happen. They're holding the press release. It's going to happen. We started to back away from that. And you guys know sometimes we hear things and we find out things that we necessarily can't completely talk about. And then some things that you can't confirm. And when you can't confirm it, sometimes we like talking about things, but we don't necessarily want to get everybody riled up or scared about things.
Yeah, Disney likes to do big announcements. So like you said, San Diego Comic-Con didn't happen. And New York Comic-Con, another big one, didn't happen. And D23, the bread and butter, didn't happen. So, and Disney Channel Fest, the Go Fest didn't happen. So those were all the opportunities. They're not just going to put it, well, they probably will now, but then it's not going to just be, here's a tweet saying that this is the final season. We'll probably find out by a trailer leaking that says, catch the last few episodes of DuckTales Season 3. But, yeah, it definitely seems like everything is pointed to this is the last few episodes that we're going to have of DuckTales. And I know this is an honest conversation. We love the show as well. I know a lot of people are going to be afraid to hear this kind of information. Yeah. But we got to get on a reality train here that the show is going to eventually end, whether it's this season or future. Most likely this season. But we got to get in our heads that it's going to happen at some point.
And we got 3 seasons. 3 really great seasons. The show has grown a lot. It's been a wild ride. I would like to see what they would do with the 4th season. I think there was a lot of potential there with all the many, many characters they've introduced.
The Gravity Falls only got 2 seasons. Mm-hmm. And I think the greatest one, I mean, Phineas and Ferb got a lot of seasons and like 5 movies. So even if this was the last DuckTales official DuckTales season, that does not stop them from making many movies if they wanted to directly to Disney Plus.
And honestly, I still kind of hope we see some spin-offs and some other shows that branch off, and then maybe get back to a movie where we bring back the DuckTales characters for those stories. I mean, with Disney Plus, that's a real possibility. That's something that they could do if it's... Because we know in the recent interviews about Let's Get Dangerous that both Matt and Frank talked about how they approached an introduction, or every introduction of a legacy character, I think that's what they called them, of a legacy character, was written as a soft pilot for those shows. I feel like they have it in them to to continue making stories built around the Disney Afternooniverse. So I think that's still a possibility if this whole Point Grey or Grey Point thing isn't real.
We do know Frank has said that like he has more stories to tell, and so like even if this is the end of the series, I think like he definitely can go along. I'm assuming he would pretty much head other shows just because of what he started, but their whole team I think has a good base to grow from, and I can't see it being the end of everything. So I'm really hoping for either a movie or a spinoff or even both, and then that would be just more icing on the cake.
Yeah, it's time for spinoffs. I mean, this is pretty much where the show has been going since it started, of just keeping expanding. And it's at the point where, not to bring up Thanksgiving again, where your pants just can't fit anymore. You got to loosen the belt. You introduce so many characters, and everyone has favorites. For example, Glomgold. He had a strong season 2, the hero of Duckburg. And season 3, he was in... he had one episode where he was one of the big characters, and then the rest he was like 2 cameos the rest of the season. So,
is that including the billboard?
Yeah, I was including billboard, and then the Gods one where he got when he was riding the ride on the Duckburg Pier.
Got a little toasty.
Yeah. So I mean, and then people love Darkwing. He went Darkwing. I love Darkwing. I want Darkwing in every episode. But you know what? That's not going to happen unless he gets his own series. And then there's the Lena stands that want that new character expanded on her in every episode. Well, you can't put Lena in every episode if she doesn't fit what is going on. So eventually, this universe that they created has to expand into more shows. And maybe they've told all of the stories they needed to with Scrooge and the boys and Webby, and they of course those characters can spin off into the other shows as well, but I don't know how. Even if it went to season 4, the original DuckTales was only 4 seasons, 100 episodes. So this one being 75, 76 episodes is not that far behind what the original one did.
I think it's possible. I'd love to see it. I don't like is it Point Grey? I can't remember. Point Grey, Grey Point. Point Grey. I think it's Point Grey. I've never been a fan of the Point Grey news. Maybe Frank's attached to that. Frank and Matt. Maybe what we knew as the spinoff has become that, and maybe it is still a spinoff. I don't know. Maybe they're outsourcing. I don't know that it's considered outsourcing, but maybe they've brought them in on this spinoff series. I still think that's in the works. I don't see any reason to believe that it's not the spinoff, because especially with the way they really pushed Let's Get Dangerous. I mean, they were online talking and doing interviews. Every day we had news, and not just, hey, yeah, great, glad we got to do it, but like, we've got so many stories. We really wanted to build this character. We really wanted this family unit to develop. And then they didn't even fully get there. There's so much leading into that storyline continuing. I don't see it just ending with DuckTales. I never viewed it as ending with DuckTales. If the show is ending with season 3, and we're all in agreement, we think it's very possible the show is going to end with this season, this finale. If we get no word between now and when they start advertising for the show to come back, I think with some confidence we can say the show's ending. And then once that advertising starts, we'll be looking for whether or not it's advertising this is the end of the series or not. Other than us getting some kind of release between now and then, I don't see any way that's not how I'm going to view it. If that made any sense. Yeah, a little bit. Okay. All right. So, we'll be having this conversation with you all. I'm sure we've already getting messages like crazy about people.
Yeah, and don't worry, if DuckTales season if this is the finale, don't worry, you're still not getting rid of us because we still have a lot more content in us that we're gonna continue to shoot shows and continue with the blog and the Twitter, just to get everybody up to date information, because there's a lot of Disney afternoon in us, and we're gonna keep spreading the word.
And we've already booked at least a guest, maybe a couple of things going on for the hiatus. So we're looking forward to the break. You know what? I feel like we hit our stride when the show's on hiatus. We're so used to it. Hey, let's talk about a little bit of not news, but you did a blog this week, Pirate. Actually, did this come out? I think it was today. Because today was the first day of the hiatus. That makes sense. That was great timing on your part, because I know you've been working on it. Planning ahead. But yeah, you put together a blog over at DuckTalks.com. If you didn't know about it, that's where our blog's located. It's pretty much our show notes. That's why it was created, and we just try to make sure there's information out there for Duck fans to know about Fantagraphics and Funko Pops and any other figurines or books releases that we might get, or news about the show. You can check that out there. And but you got a blog here about what we can look forward to in season 3, or what you can look forward to when season 3 returns from hiatus.
Yeah, and this pretty much goes with whatever we've heard about the show from San Diego Comic-Con, or we've seen tweets about, or open plot lines. So I can just go run through that right now.
Yeah,
and definitely go check it out on the blog as well. So, open plot lines we got from the Lost Harper Nirvana episode from this season. At the very end, there was that cliffhanger of Mrs. Beakley saying, "I have no secrets from you from here on out," to Webby, and the harp saying, "You're fibbing, fibbing, fibbing." And I just remember Frank talking about, "Oh no, that will never come back to haunt. We'll never hear anything about that ever again." And I just feel like that is going to be a major plot point. And on Twitter and on Discord and different places, people have come up with a really interesting theory that I want to run by you guys. People are saying that they think that Pepper is going to end up being Webby's mom.
I've seen that as well.
I can see that.
I've instigated it a little bit online.
You started it, didn't you?
I don't think I started it. I know I saw people talking about it in our Discord when that episode
could be.
aired.
I think that'd be cool that we get to have interactions and see that.
So the interaction between them in the Castle McDuck episode was really good, and they seem to have a little bit in common right before Webby kicked the bagpipes out of her hand. Because you got that whole high and pepper
as well. A lot of high energy as well.
Yeah. So I could see it. It's possible.
So that could happen between the last 6 episodes. We also have in the Escape from the Apasa Bin, at the very finale of that was when Faust stole the majority of the Isabella Finch's lost treasures back, including the alternate reality stuff from alternate reality. Yeah, from alternate dimensions. I can't talk. From the Darkwing episode. So they have all this cool tech and artifacts now that they can use. That the finale with all that's going to be crazy.
Who knows?
So I feel like we'll see more Darkwing at that point. And then in the split sword of Swanstantine, I don't know how you say it, but Red Heron got. Is it Red Heron or black? It's
Black Heron. She wears red though.
Heron. She wears red dresses and a red headband. She got one of Scrooge's feathers, so we don't know what that is going to do. So that's just 3 things that I noticed from this season, and I feel like they're going to go into more detailed story. We know this last Christmas episode was just like a one-off as well as the Halloween one, so those were made a long time before all this other stuff. So it's not the sequential story. So we'll probably hear more about those 3 things. And then as far as the San Diego Comic-Con stuff, well, we saw from the DuckTales season pass that you can buy is from iTunes and Amazon. We saw a description of one of the shows is going to be a showboat and pilot is hired to take the adventuring ducks to an island of monsters. And that is the episode that has not aired yet. So that's going to be one of these 5 or 6 episodes.
Yeah, I'm calling it. I think that possibly could be the first one in the next 6 or in the next 5.
That'd be great. And we've already guessed that is going to be the Tailspin Cape Suzette centric episode, which would be really cool because then we'll get to see the Sea Duck and Molly, Danger Woman Cunningham, and Kid Cloudkicker, because we've already seen them. They're all grown up, and maybe we'll figure out what happened to all the other characters we liked from Tailspin. Maybe Don Carnar shows up again.
I really hope we get a flashback in that one.
Yeah, Showboat and Pilot. I mean, Scrooge already has 2 pilots in Della and Launchpad, so we feel like they would have said Della or Launchpad and not Showboat and Pilot. So, and the Island of Monsters, that could be not the Wuzzles that we've seen before.
Yep, absolutely expecting that.
So besides that, the very last thing I was going to bring up is that from the great DuckTales Season 3 poster, there's just a couple of characters that haven't appeared yet, which would be Feathery, Bubba, and Tootsie, and Quackfaster, but she was mentioned, so I don't know if that counts. But those characters are on this poster. I don't know if that means they're going to show up in this season, but they haven't been there yet.
Yeah.
Dijon, is that how you say his name?
Din.
All right.
Jin.
We'll do it again.
Jin.
Yeah, Din's the other character on that poster we haven't seen. So.
Yeah, so there's a lot to fit in the final episodes. I mean, and of course, we expect that finale to be pretty big.
Yeah, the last 2 finales have just been amazing. So we'll see what they can cram in that hour.
Well, the only news item that we have also happened today, and that's going to be the charity that Frank and Gomez announced for DuckTales and Darkwing Duck. And it's for One Simple Wish, which I did take a look at this afternoon once I saw his tweet to look at what this charity was. But they've got they help kids in foster care or who are in the foster care system by providing a wish. Sometimes that's a gift, sometimes it's a large gift, and it looks like it's other things as well, many ways that they help out. And so they've got a charity together with CharityBuzz.com, and I'll make sure I include a link to this charity auction, which I didn't say. It's a charity auction. I'll include that in the show notes so that everyone can check it out. But there's some really great items here that they're going to be auctioning off in order to support this charity. I thought that was really great and a good time of year. One of the things they try to do, I just had this initial look at the charity, like I said, this evening. But one of the things that they do is they try to meet Christmas wishes. So it's great timing. Taking a look through some of these items and experiences. It's not just items and experiences. There's some really cool stuff here, and I'm looking. There's already some pretty amazing bids out there as well. One of the items one of the experiences is meet Frank Angones via Zoom, and the current bid on that is $500. And on Twitter, Frank promised that this experience would come with one spoiler for DuckTales.
That's worth the price of admission just to talk to Frank. We had him on our show, and he's just a great guy.
Yep.
Also the other popular one is the personalized Ducksana by executive producer of DuckTales, Matt Youngberg. And that is also at $500 already.
Yeah.
And this thing still has, 15 days left.
Yeah, it's a little over 2 weeks. So, other items of note, we've got a couple of Tad Stones commissions in here. There's a Rescue Rangers and a Darkwing 2020. And it has a Darkwing Launchpad and Gosselin. It's great. Other items, both of those have bids on them. A little over 200, just under 3. I would expect those to cross over that anytime soon. We've got a Let's Get Dangerous I can't tell. I'm sure it's not a print. It's probably trying to open it up. So some art from Victoria Harris, who works on the show, is really cool.
James Silvani donated a piece for this as well, and it's the DuckTales 2017 version of Darkwing fighting all of the DuckTales 2017 versions of the characters.
And some of these are the art. The art is things that we've seen on Twitter, but it's the original artwork when it was done. So we've got some of these by Sam King, Matthew Humphreys, and Sarah Craig. So some great art out there, a great charity to check out, and we'll be sharing that. We'll make sure that we have that link in the description for you to check out. All right, and with that said, we'll let Josh do our 30-second recap.
Yep, we got pick number 2.
Ha ha ha. Nope.
No, that was the best decision y'all did of getting rid of it.
You know what? I found that was just anxiety-ridden for me, and I didn't even realize it. Like, I was like, oh, man, we're recording tonight. I'm like, wait a minute. I should be excited about recording. And then I finally figured it out. It's that 30-second recap. So it's gone. We're done with it. And let's talk about this episode. This episode is titled How Santa Stole Christmas. And it was written by Colleen Evanson, storyboards by Sam King, Catherine Marusik, and Stephen Park, and then directed by Jason Zurich. What did you guys think about the episode?
What did you think about it? I thought it was really good. I mean, Last Christmas was already set the bar really high.
Yeah.
For DuckTales Christmas episodes, and I mean, Scrooge is already known for Christmas from Mickey's Christmas Carol. I just thought it's a great new episode to watch, just like the Halloween one for Halloween time. Great one to add to the collection of playlists to watch during Christmas.
Yeah, I absolutely loved it. I felt like it had a very good Christmas feel to it. I think, like, in the future, this is something that I would want to watch together with The Last Christmas. Maybe like make it 2 episodes together and watch them like all the way. I feel like that would be a good combination to watch it. Even though I don't think Della was around during the first one, but I think it would just be kind of a cool little like Christmas special every year to watch with both of them.
And I saw Jason Zurich say that how did he luck out to be able to direct both Christmas episodes? I think that is the, yeah.
I missed that. That's cool.
So yeah, and we get to find out what Santa did and that he knows he did, which I don't think was as big a deal as we thought. Because what he did was what Santa does and try to deliver the presents and do good things. And Scrooge kind of wanted to steal Christmas and make a buck off of selling the coal. And Santa wanted to give it away. So he knows what he did was give away Scrooge's coal. So
yeah, so I haven't got to see the episode all that much. I've didn't get to see it on Monday, although it was available, which was awesome. Just like with the Halloween episode, it was available for free. But I didn't get to see it till today. I've only got to see it a little over 1 time, not quite 2. I enjoyed it. It just, like you said, it wasn't what I was expecting for some reason, and it absolutely could be that I'm tired and that I haven't had a chance to watch it more than once. I will say this. From the very beginning of the episode, it felt like a Christmas special. Like, you remember when we were kids and it would be advertised for a few weeks or maybe that week. Who knows? We were kids. But the show would have that, you knew this was the definitive Christmas special for the episode. And it had that feel. So they were successful in that. Absolutely. I think it's really cool that Scrooge has this connection with Christmas. I mean, it's his anniversary right now for the character. He was first introduced in December in a Christmas story in the comics by Carl Barks, Christmas on Bear Mountain. And this is the time of the year where we celebrate a lot of things. But if you're a Duck fan, you also celebrate the anniversary of Scrooge McDuck, and his name is connected to Christmas. I mean, Scrooge and you think of A Christmas Carol, and then of course Disney then used the character in A Christmas Carol when they redid it, which is just perfect. It just more solidified that character in our culture and pop culture. So it's a big deal for DuckTales to do something around Christmas. I feel like we've had this tease to us since the first season, very early on. The Mount Everest episode was supposed to be like episode 3 or 4, I think. It got held back until Christmas time, but it was supposed to air very early on in season 1 because it was the Huey episode, supposedly. There was a lot to look forward to. We've waited a long time for it to happen. And like you said, Santa was just being Santa. And that's what Scrooge was upset about. I will say this too. I did enjoy the episode. I don't want anybody to think I didn't. My kids loved it. They immediately talked about how good it was. And they haven't had time to watch it again.
You're going to be watching it a lot this month, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Then you have to change your story and go, you know what? After the 35th viewing of
I finally got it.
This episode, it made sense.
I get a full second episode. I'm sure I'll love it. And Webby had some great moments.
Webby was great in this. And I loved, she's going through her presents, and one of them was a peach candle. And I saw one of the writers mention that is from a Saturday Night Live skit of where they had a song about a peach candle as a bad gift.
Yeah. The episode was fun. I mean, I didn't have any problems with it, honestly. And I did expect more out of Santa. But I think I did that last time out of Steelbeak, and I've done that for a while now.
Yeah, I was waiting for like a heel turn with Santa.
Yeah.
And you find out that he did do something. But no, Scrooge all along was the villain.
Yeah, when the episode started, I really thought we were going to find out that Scrooge invented Christmas, which I guess he kind of did. They did together, and then Santa stole it. But I guess he did. I just need to see it again. I just need to watch it again.
I just think it's funny because his whole part was the coal, and that was kind of like the bad kids got coal, and that's the tradition that kind of kept going on. Is the coal still was going, but it was only for the bad kids, and that because that was Scrooge's portion of the Christmas tradition.
And Scrooge was like, they're gonna want coal. It's cold.
It's cold.
I would have want coal when I was a kid.
And you know what? Jason and Colleen gave me more beagles. So, I mean, what else could I ask for? More beagles in a DuckTales episode. I like that that we had one beagle who was worthy of the gift, and then all the others turn on Scrooge and try to take all the gifts.
Yeah, my favorite line. Can you guess my favorite line of this episode?
Was there something about a pirate?
No. It was Launchpad's only line in this episode where he says, I've never crashed a flying reindeer before.
And then Beakley comes in with and you're never going to.
Yeah, so I thought that was funny. That I snorted for that one.
I've never crashed a flying reindeer before.
And you never will! Woohoo!
I like that Webby went on the adventure. I feel like we've not had enough Webby this season. I really enjoy Kate's performance, and I love when she comes when the boys get up on the roof of the mansion, and she like slides out of the shadows, and she's got that paint on where she was hiding to ambush Santa Claus, and she's just completely on board with taking out Santa Claus. I love it.
And every year he fails.
Why do you hate him so much? He seems like a good guy.
Hold your treacherous tongue! An enemy of Scrooge is an enemy of ours!
I like the part. It was like one of my favorite parts is when Santa Claus comes in and he falls, and Webby pulls out her little like gun to shoot him, and Scrooge puts her hand down, and then her other hand comes out with a sword.
Yeah, that got a lot of laughs in our house as well. All in all, I think it's going to be an episode that we'll enjoy watching for a while. I think it felt like a holiday special for sure. I know my kids loved it. It's an episode they're going to be watching with Last Christmas, which is still a favorite of mine. Yeah, I like this episode. I don't want anybody to think that I didn't like this episode. I just haven't got to see it enough. That whole Monday, Tuesday thing, it's a factor. I'm so glad we're to a break, and I'm looking forward to DuckTales being back, hopefully in February. I think that makes a lot of sense for the show to return in February, and I really, really, really hope they move it back to Saturday morning because I don't like Monday nights at all. But that being said, I think we've talked enough. So until next time.
You can dream it, you can do it.
Stay calm, Golden. Are we at that part yet?
That was awesome.
Perfect.
That was awesome. He just said, if you dream it, you can do it. And you came on and said it.
I felt it.
I won't even have to edit that.
We waited a perfect amount of time.
DuckTalks is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Any sounds or audio clips played on this podcast are the property of their copyright holders. Yeah, I like supporting the show in every way that we can and letting them know how much we appreciate them and what they've done, and just sharing stories of us and our kids enjoying the show. I've always enjoyed their reactions and interactions when it comes to those stories of kind of what the show has meant for us, and it's a bonding moment every time there's an episode. We're excited to get on the couch together and to watch it. And, I'm going to miss that if the show's ending with season 3. So I don't think this was a good way to put that out there. I was really shocked by it and disappointed. I think we do need to be preparing for it, like we've already said. I think there's a pretty good chance the show is over. But we'll see. We'll see what happens moving forward. All right. Here's a break in the recording, the video, and everything, because I saw Josh's text. Were we saying we weren't going to talk about that at all, or were we?
Well, you can just edit the whole part about him out.
Okay. This is a break in the podcast. Future Mitch, edit this out.
Future Mitch. Future Mitch is probably tired.
No more tired than current Mitch.
Word.
Yeah.